Do you love fragrance YouTube? So do I. Many of the fragrances in my collection have been ones that have been suggested or highly recommended by YouTubers. Sometimes these fragrances can be described as like they will change your life. They will do all the things that fragrances really are not capable of doing, but they sound amazing. And it's a lot of fun not to take it too seriously. And so I'm going to talk about my most recent purchases of fragrances that really I was talked into buying them from YouTube. So I hope you think that this is as fun as I do. Enjoy. I'm going to start with one that is my very first fragrance from this house, and it is the House of Beau, and this is Casablanca. So House of Beau, I think, is like all the rage. Fragrance YouTubers, they love to talk about it. They love the story behind the company. They love the brand owner. I can see why. The fragrances are unique. The packaging. So this packaging is extra, but the packaging it comes in is like extra. It's just over the top, and I love it. I love all of it. If I would skip the packaging if it would bring down the price on some of these things, but I love the beauty of it and the thoughtfulness of it. This I was curious about because it has several notes that I'm totally into, notably fig and tea, which is something that's new for me. But it also has a couple of notes that I would not think that I'm totally into, like tobacco and oud. And so I was really curious whether this would do it for me. And I had heard that from one of the videos that I watched, that this was the best tea fragrance she had ever smelled. And I only have a couple of tea fragrances. I do like kind of that accord in perfumes. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think it's unique. I would like to have more. Hearing that this was her absolute favorite, and I'm sure her collection is bigger than mine, and that she gets to try more than I do. So I was like, maybe that's a good one. I was curious about it. I went to the website. They happened to be running a sale at that moment. I think it was like around Mother's Day weekend. So I took the plunge. It was a blind buy. Yes, it's good. It is a really unique tea fragrance. The tobacco and oud are not overpowering, but they are present to me. They give it like this kind of level of interest and intrigue that probably would not be there otherwise. A little bit of depth, a little bit of mystery. It's at the same time still light and fresh, never too heavy. Like, this is definitely a year-round fragrance, but probably would shine best in warmer months. I smell it here. I get more of that tobacco than I think I get on my skin. It smells stronger just straight out of the bottle than it does on my skin. On my skin, it just really melts together to give it kind of this level of interest, this extra layer. That's really nice and not too masculine at all. I think it is a very pretty fragrance. I think the fig gives it a sweetness that's beautiful, and I would recommend that you try it. I don't know that this is really a safe blind buy. This is not like a mass market, like obviously everybody's going to love it kind of fragrance. I do think it's pleasant enough that it's not going to be an instant hate for most people, but it may not be your cup of tea. There are other tea fragrances that will have a little bit more of the stuff that maybe is not so unique, but I love it. And I'm very impressed so far with House of Beau, and I look forward to trying more. The next one goes in a very different direction, and that is Lamar by Kajal. This was all the rage for quite a while. Everybody was talking about this wonderful brand and this really interesting fragrance with this very juicy, fruity pineapple note. I was very curious. I waited for it to go on sale. and I picked it up. This also was a blind buy. And the notes on Fragrantica are pineapple, red berries, apple, and then there's some other things. Rose, a couple kinds of rose, jasmine, and then some musk, vanilla, amber, and some green notes. I am really impressed with this. It does have a nice, pronounced pineapple note that is juicy. It is not like candy pineapple. Like sometimes when fragrances say that they have like a fruity opening or fruity note, it smells like candy, not like fruit. It smells like fruit flavored candy. This smells like fruit. It smells like nice juicy fruit, but in a perfume. Okay, it does not smell like you are sniffing a pineapple. I don't think I would like that. I love it. I'm so glad that I got this. I guess I had high expectations because it was so hyped up, but I think even then it exceeded expectations. I was pleasantly surprised, even though I wanted to be happy with it, and I would highly recommend. I have totally joined the team, so please check it out if you haven't. The next one is from Mison, and that is For Your Love. The videos that I saw of this one compared it a little bit to Baccarat Rouge, which I love, but said that maybe it was a little less sharp. There's like a sharpness to Baccarat Rouge for some people. I have another Mison fragrance that I really like. I think it's Musk Eternal. And there are a few that I'm very curious about. So far, my experience with this brand is very positive. So I wanted to try this. I waited for it to go on sale. I picked it up. It too was a blind buy. Fantastic. I can see the Baccarat Rouge comparison, though I do not think that they're like the same. I have both. I love both. This is like a little bit lighter. It is a little bit smoother. The notes in here are raspberry and musk in the top, ambergris in the mid, and patchouli and benzoin in the base. So if I were to just look at these notes, I would not be interested in this perfume. That doesn't sound amazing to me. I don't know why. It doesn't speak to me. But the fragrance is lovely. Lovely. It's one of those fragrances that you don't really get sick of smelling, you know? Like you could wear this every day and you wouldn't get tired of it, at least in my opinion. So definitely like a signature scent worthy kind of fragrance and probably appropriate for any occasion, any time of year. The next one is kind of a random one. I don't hear this talked about very much at all, but I came across it, I think I was watching a video about best rose perfumes, and this one was there. This is Elie Saab Essence No. 1 Rose. And the person who was describing it said that they loved it so much that they had to hunt for it because it was hard to find. It was in high demand. She couldn't get it anywhere, but she was determined, and she ended up buying it somewhere where she had to pay way more than it normally would have cost, but she was willing to do it because she needed to get her hands on it. I watched a few more reviews looking for this one specifically to see if anybody else had similar experiences, and it was very well liked from what I could find. The notes in this are basically rose, rose, rose. Like, that's all that's really listed. It is a sweet rose fragrance. It is very pretty. If you like rose, if you like sweet, you probably will like this. It is not impossible to find now. I think I found this pretty easily, and it was not terribly expensive. So I do recommend checking this out. I think it is fabulous if you like rose, and if you like a little sweet, you might love it too. This next one, Kamrah Kawa by Lattafa. And this is talked about as being kind of a dupe for Angel Share by Kilian, but not exactly the same. And this is the flanker, this is the flanker of the original, which was a dupe for Angel Share. that supposedly removes some of whatever people didn't like about the other one. I don't have the other one. I only have this one. This is very affordable. I didn't get this as a dupe for Angel Share because I have that one and I like it. I got this because I was curious about this Lattafa line that everybody was talking about. And I knew it was going to be a blind buy. And so I wanted to blind buy one from the line that I had something to compare it to so that I could get a sense of whether I would probably like it. And I do very much like it. It is strong. It is spicy. It is a little bit sweet. It is not as sweet to me as Angel Share. Angel Share to me is like cinnamon apple pie. This is like a cinnamon sweet perfume. And I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is less cinnamon apple pie and more like a pretty heavy sweet perfume with spicy notes. So affordable. So if that sounds good to you, you really can't go wrong to try it. So I was influenced to try Lattafa. I like it. So the next one is the first of them so far that was not a blind buy. And this is Parfums de Marly Alfer. This is actually from their men's line. This was so hyped up. I had to try it. But I did not want to blind buy it. I was able to find it in the store. Oh my gosh. This is good. This is fall goodness in a bottle. This is like you want to constantly be smelling yourself in the fall time if you like all the fall scents in a bottle. And totally, totally appropriate for women, even though it's in their men's line. The notes: cinnamon, cardamom, orange blossom, bergamot, vanilla, elemi, praline, musk, ambroxan. It goes on. There's a lot of gourmand sweet notes in here, and it is sweet. It is gourmand. It smells like food. It does not smell like food in an obnoxious way, but it does smell like food. And it is strong, again, not in an obnoxious way, and it is sweet. Same. It's not obnoxious, but you do have to like sweet. You do have to like gourmand. You do have to like a little bit spicy. There are a few fragrances that just say fall, winter to me. And it's hard for me to wear them any other time. This would be in that category. I have not had it that long, so I haven't yet worn it through like the fall season, but that is when I am looking forward to wearing this, and I think it will be fabulous. Now that I think about it, that is the only one on this list that wasn't a blind buy. Back to the blind buys. The next one you have to have heard of. If you've been paying any attention to Fragrance YouTube over the past year or so, you've heard of Bianco Latte. Oh my gosh. This was so hyped up. I had to have it. I didn't have to have it. I wanted to have it. The notes are caramel, coumarin, honey, vanilla, white musk. This is a creamy, sweet caramel deliciousness of a fragrance. It is good. It is very good. Now, I don't know if it is as wonderful as everybody was saying, but it's really, really nice. It also is not nearly, maybe this is the magic of it. Maybe this is why it's good, why it's great. It's got all the things that I described and that you've heard. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's gourmand, it's alluring, but it is not heavy. And that's what surprised me about this. This is not a heavy fragrance. You can spray a lot of this and not like get sick of yourself. That's kind of nice to have a sweet gourmand creamy fragrance that isn't going to be obnoxious. I really like that about it. And maybe that's the secret sauce that makes this one unique among the gourmands of the world. I do like it. I'm glad that I have it. It's so funny how much people love this, and I get it. The next one I did a dedicated review on, so I'm really not going to go into all my thoughts on the fragrance. I will link that review. Everything that I said in that review still applies. This has to be the most hyped, you've been influenced if you bought it fragrance I have ever seen. Maybe not ever. There are a couple. There are a couple that would be close competition for this, but in recent times, this was everywhere, and it was everyone's favorite. They could hardly describe how great it was. I bet you know which one I'm thinking of. It's Babycat. Oh my gosh. Everybody was talking about this. And I don't know if YSL did this on purpose. It would be an odd marketing strategy because of how hard it was to find, but it was so hard to find. So kind of the rarity, the exclusivity of it would definitely, it piqued people's interest, but you literally couldn't get it. So, you know, YSL couldn't make any money off of all of the hype. Now it is available all over. You can get this fragrance. But I hunted around the world, and I'm not even kidding. Every time I traveled, everywhere I went, every time I went to a new country, I found a YSL counter and I asked if they had Babycat. Nobody had it anywhere that I went at the time. I was finally able to order it online. I did not love it. It did not work for me. See my review for more details. Now, I've had it for several months. It has evolved a bit, and I like it more. I like it a lot more, actually. But I gave it to my husband, and so he's been wearing it, you know, a good bit. It smells fantastic on him. Every time he wears it, I compliment him. It is really nice on him. I love the way it smells when someone is wearing it. I didn't like the way it smelled on me. So I need to update my review of Babycat and say, I get if other people smell on themselves what I smell on my husband when he wears it, now I get why people love it. I wasn't getting that for myself. I get it. It's very nice. Happy to have it. There is another one that I bought for my husband that has very similar notes from YSL that I think is smoother. It doesn't have like the sharp edges that I think Babycat has. That doesn't always work for everybody. What is it called? Is it K-Ban or K-Ban? That one I love, and I loved it from the first time I smelled it, and I bought that for him as a gift. But when he wears this, it is stronger, it is deeper, and it's fabulous. That one also really, really nice. So that one he will often wear to work, and this one he will often wear in the evening. But Babycat. This next one I saved for last because it is such a special fragrance. It's my first fragrance from this house, and it was made in collaboration with a YouTuber, so how appropriate for this video. And this is Navitus Perfumes Vanilla Eclat. I think I said that right, but I could be wrong. This is my first experience with Navitus, which does collabs with YouTubers, perhaps influencers from elsewhere. And they have some very unique fragrance or scent profiles available. This was among the most unique that I saw. And it's by a YouTuber that I watch frequently. Love her reviews, love her videos. She has, I've never seen her full collection, but she must have an enormous collection of perfumes going all the way back. I mean, like, I can only imagine. She's got fantastic taste and really, really wonderful to watch. So when I saw that she had a fragrance with the brand, I thought this would be a great one to start. Now, there are a couple others now that I've smelled this one that I'm interested in. Let me just say, they do a good job. This is one of the most unique perfumes that I have. I wanted it to be good, but it definitely exceeded expectations. All right, the notes in this are rice, coconut, bergamot in the top, buttermilk, caramel, spices, cinnamon in the mid, vanilla, sandalwood, amber, and guaiac wood in the base. Guaiac wood or guaiac? this has like a prominent creamy rice smell to it that with the vanilla and the rest. This is like one of the most calming fragrances that I own. This fragrance is like relaxation in a bottle. It is so pleasant. It is so pleasing. It is unique. It is a little bit like sweet, but not really sweet. Like there's some sweetness in it, but it's not sweet. And it's just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I've worn this to bed several times, and that is not to say that it is like a bedtime only fragrance because I don't want to wear it somewhere else. This would be fantastic anywhere. But it's just it has this like calming kind of pleasantness to it that makes me want to sleep in it. It makes me want to smell it before I go to bed to just... It's a perfect end to the day. And boy, do I love it. So very, very, very well done. Highly recommend that you try it if you can. And congratulations to the creator. I think it's fantastic that this brand allows those opportunities. And I'm really glad that I tried this one. I'm really excited to try a few more. All right, guys, that does it for my latest purchases that have been imposed on me by YouTube. No, that YouTube has gotten me excited about trying, and I'm really glad that I did. And as you can see, I love basically all of them. So well done, YouTubers, describing fragrances in such a way that even as a blind buy, I can really imagine what I'm going to like about it, which ones I will like, and basically hit it out of the park on just about all of them. So I am very happy about that. And I want to thank all of the YouTubers who spend the time making these videos. Again, it's so much fun for me to watch and to participate in. And I hope that you had a good time seeing my latest influenced picks. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like the video. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And stay blessed. I hope to see you next time.